You've just entered the no delusion zone. I'm DeBatto. Today, as I've been doing for the last several podcasts, and as I will probably be doing for the foreseeable future, I'm going to report on the continuing catastrophe that is the oligarchy of America. I'd like to open this podcast by asking, begging, cajoling the American media, or what's left of the American media, to stop calling DOGE, the alleged Department of Government Efficiency, run by that complete asshole Elon Musk. Stop calling this fictitious invention a government agency. What's wrong with you people? By doing that, you give legitimacy to this illegitimate agency. It's just a figment of Musk and Trump's imagination. It doesn't exist legally. So stop calling it a government organization, or stop calling it the department. I don't care what you call it, but don't call it a department of the American government, because it doesn't exist. It's an illegal entity. It's a travesty. It's a criminal organization. In any event, this criminal organization, DOGE, has a staffer named Sam Korkos. And this staffer of Elon Musk's criminal organization has a wife by the name of Varvana Raskova Korkos. And old Varvana used to work for a man by the name of Suleiman Karimov. He just happens to be a sanctioned Russian oligarch. Nice guy. Well, old Sammy boy Korkos has demanded that the IRS give his wife, who used to work for this sanctioned Russian oligarch, Karimov, sensitive, classified American taxpayer information, data on American taxpayers, so he could give it to his wife, who in turn could give it to this sanctioned Russian oligarch. Well, as you might imagine, the acting IRS commissioner, Melanie piece of shit Krause, gleefully agreed to turn over sensitive American IRS taxpayer information to Sammy Boy Korkos so he could turn it over to his wife, old Varvana, so she, in turn, could give it to her ex-employer, Karimov, the sanctioned Russian oligarch. Isn't that special? Moving along. Piece of shit and illegal president, not my president, Trump, said that he may redeploy U.S. troops currently stationed in Germany to Hungary, where, as you know, Viktor Orban, the dictator of Hungary, presides and personal buddy of Donald Trump. Why would Trump want to redeploy up to, I don't know what he said, 60,000+ or more troops from Germany to Hungary? Well, we can speculate, but it's certainly not to defend NATO, since Hungary, under old Orban, detests NATO and the EU and is best buddies with, Vova over there in the Kremlin. I would suspect that the reason that Trump may be redeploying U.S. troops to Hungary from Germany may be, number one, to prop up Orban's regime if there's any problems in the future among the locals. But more importantly, and this is more ominously and unthinkable until a very short time ago, namely until January of this year, he may be redeploying American combat troops to Hungary to support Putin. That's right, to support Kremlin troops in their further aggression, their further invasion of Ukraine, to actually back up Russian troops and support them in their illegal genocidal war in Ukraine. Can you just imagine such a scenario? Well, now I can. And that is just speculation, folks. I am not saying that's why Trump would, if in fact he does redeploy American military troops to Hungary. But what other reason? Just to pay back Germany for not liking him, for dissing him, for not wanting to allow the AfD to throw Hitler salutes all over Germany? I don't know. But it ain't good. Moving along to Trump and his anger, his feelings towards Europe and NATO. As you know, and I've actually reported here in a couple of recent podcasts, Europe is finally getting the point that they cannot depend on Donald Trump and America for support, military support, or any kind of support, really, especially against Russian aggression. So, since they're rearming, they've been holding a series of emergency meetings to rapidly rearm, to retool their defense industries, put it on a wartime footing, and to more robustly support Ukraine with both money and ammunition and armaments. Well, since they're doing all of that, in spite of Donald Trump, he said something to the effect of Europe. Now get this, not Russia. Europe appears to be pushing for war. What a dipshit. What a complete loser. Instead of blaming Russia for all the current problems in Europe by invading Ukraine, killing tens of thousands of people, displacing millions more, and destroying the infrastructure of a European nation of 40 plus million people, he's blaming Europe for defending itself. That's like defending or blaming the victim of a mugging and saying, why are you fighting back against me? All I want to do is put a gun to your head and steal all your money. What the hell's wrong with you? Or that's like blaming a homeowner for putting new and better locks on their house and burglar alarms. And the burglar complains that the homeowner is ruining their profession. How dare you, homeowner? I just want to break into your house, steal everything you own, and maybe kill you if you're home. How dare you? Donald Trump, you're a scumbag. I just have to say that at least once in every podcast. Europe, in another good move as far as I'm concerned, is considering replacing the Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, which has always been an American since its inception, with a European commander. Why? Again, because they can't count on America to be there for them. So if the American military is not going to back up Europe, it's not going to fulfill its obligations under Article 5 of the NATO Charter if they're attacked, why in God's name should the Supreme Allied Commander in Europe be an American? Shouldn't. So they're considering replacing the American commander, who is a good man, Cavalli is his name, General Cavalli, in the future with a European commander. Good move, in my opinion. And I think the last for today, old Vova in the Kremlin has stated again that he will reject any alleged peace agreement or truce in Ukraine that involves any NATO troops on the ground or aircraft in the air, or, and this is a quote from the Kremlin, it has to include long-term durable peace with guarantees to the Russian, I said empire, to the Russian Federation and its citizens. What damn guarantees do you want, you son of a bitch? You invaded the country. Nobody's threatening you, but you need long-term guarantees against Ukraine, against NATO? What, against you invading more countries? And I'll close with a quote from the Prime Minister of Poland, Donald Tusk. He said, I'll repeat again what seems incredible, but true, Tusk said. 500 million Europeans are begging 300 million Americans to protect us from 180 million Russians who have not been able to cope with 40 million Ukrainians for more than 3 years. And I'll leave it with that for today. And as always, I need to ask you for your support. I'm the voice of the opposition. I'm one of the voices of the opposition to the oligarchy in America and to the spreading extreme right-wing extremism, the neo-Nazis in Europe. And you know who I mean. And it's not just Germany. Oh, I wish it was. It's all over. It's spreading. And Donald Trump is adding fuel to the fire of right-wing extremists in Europe. So support this channel. Hit the subscribe button. Tell others to watch this channel and hit the subscribe button. Go to Buy Me a Coffee and Buy Me a Com. But the main thing, tell everybody you know about this channel, the No Delusion Zone, and tell them to subscribe. Go to my website, protectingtherepublic.com, protectingtherepublic.com. It's written on the wall behind me. Go there, read the articles that only appear there, and become a subscriber there as well. Until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, you take care, you stay safe and stay sane.